In a quiet corner of the world, a child was born to the Virgin Mary through the power of the Holy Spirit. This child was Jesus, the long-awaited Messiah prophesied to save his people. From an early age, Jesus displayed wisdom and compassion beyond his years. By the time Jesus was 30, he began his public ministry, proclaiming the arrival of God's kingdom and offering the promise of salvation. He selected 12 disciples from various walks of life, from fishermen to tax collectors, to join him on a mission that would change history. He inspired many through his teachings and revealed his divine powers with miracles like healing the sick, giving sight to the blind, and even raising the dead. But not everyone welcomed his teachings and miracles. The religious leaders felt their power was threatened by Jesus' growing influence. They began to plot against him and even conspired with Judas, one of Jesus' 12 disciples. Despite having walked beside Jesus for years, Judas agreed to betray him for just 30 pieces of silver, the price of a slave. On the night of the Last Supper, Jesus gathered with his disciples. He took bread and wine, declaring,
"This is my body. This is my blood,"
instituting the new covenant. After the meal, knowing his hour had come, he led a few of the apostles to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray. Overwhelmed, Jesus knelt down to pray, accepting his fate. That same night, Judas led the guards to Jesus. With a seemingly innocent kiss, Judas signaled to the guards, sealing Jesus' fate. The next day, Jesus was brought before the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, who questioned Jesus but found no fault in him. Pilate actually wanted to release Jesus, but the crowd cried out for his crucifixion, demanding his death. The very people he had come to save had turned against him. Unable to withstand the pressure, Pilate reluctantly gave the order for Jesus to be crucified. The soldiers mocked Jesus, placing a crown of thorns on his head and forcing him to carry a wooden cross up Golgotha. Once at the top, the soldiers nailed his hands and feet to the cross. For hours, Jesus hung there, enduring unimaginable pain. Even in his agony, he prayed for his executioners, saying,
"Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do."
As he breathed his last, the earth quaked and darkness covered the land, as if all creation mourned his death. Jesus' body was laid in a tomb, sealed by a heavy stone and guarded by soldiers. For 3 days the tomb remained undisturbed, as the world mourned, but death could not hold him. On the third day, the stone was rolled away, and the tomb was empty. Jesus had risen, just as he promised. After rising from the dead, Jesus appeared to his disciples and many others over a span of 40 days, reaffirming his teachings and the importance of faith. Before ascending into heaven, he promised the coming of the Holy Spirit, a divine presence that would guide believers and lay the foundation for Christianity.